articulated, are well covered in my original statement.
Okay.
And then this document, madam, if I could refer you through the chairperson to page 164, which is the last part of the statement, the
Yes.
last page. On the last sentence there is a date.
Yes.
It is the 28th of June,
2016.
2016.
Yep.
And if I may, again, through you, through the chair, refer you to its first page, which is at page 159.
Yes.
It
Sorry,
has-
Ms. Mentor, perhaps if you put the file in front of you so that when you speak, you are facing the mic directly, your voice fades away.
the problem is unwitting, if it's about my eyesight.
That's why I thought maybe if it's directly in front of you, it's easier.
Okay.
And your voice will carry
Thank
better to the microphone.
Thank you, Chair.
Thank you.
Thank you, Madam. I'm drawing your attention to page 159.
We're at 159?
The first page of the statement, the second bullet
Yes.
that begins as, this is supplementary affidavit obtained on Friday, and there is a date there.
Okay.
That date is the 23rd of June. So I wonder what was happening with me and with the Hawks. In that we sign a document, a document is signed, there is a signature on page 164. Forgive me for taking you backwards and forth. That signature looks like my signature.
Okay.
So, and there is somebody else's signature there that is a commissioner of oath, signs as commissioner of oath.
Yes.
And we sign on the 28th. And yet this document is obtained on the 23rd. So I don't know how possible is that there would be those two contradicting dates. And Chairperson, when you sign a document, you say where you sign it at. This commissioner signed this document at the old SARS building
Yes.
at West Street in Belleville.
I see that.
I have no idea where that place is. I've never been to it. I might have driven past the SARS building. I'm assisted with text, I don't know. So if we both signed on this page with this commissioner of oath, it means we signed together in this building, which is SARS building, SARS building in Belleville. But as I stated to the commission through you, Chair, all my handling of the matters that pertain to my statement and all the interventions around it were done in my house, because from the onset I made it clear that I would not like to be dealing with this matter in offices where, or police stations where other people could hear or see the developments around the charges that I wanted pressed and
Okay.
investigated.
Okay. Is there any other issue you would like the chair to bear in mind around the statement?
So, Chair,
Well, I'm sorry, Ms. Silo. Ms. Mentor, if I understand you correctly, are you saying that you don't know this building where the Commissioner of Oath indicates he or she administered the oath to you. That is Old SARS Building, AJ West Street, Belleville. You say you don't know that building, or you have no recollection of ever being there.
I have no recollection of ever being there with the Commissioner of Oath, where myself and him, we deal with the documents and we sign them together to say that we are officializing the document. The commissioner is to know that I know where the building is. That's not the issue, Chair.
Yes, but you are saying you have no recollection of you taking an oath for a document such as this in that building in front of this Commissioner of Oaths.
That's what I'm saying, Chair.
Yes, and I see that the name of the, or surname of the Commissioner of Oaths there appears to be Noloba. Do you know anybody by that surname that could be this one?
Chair, I don't recall the surname.
Okay. Okay. And the signature of the deponent there, you said it does look like yours.
It does. I must also submit it to you, Chair, that because I was having so much difficulties with this document and the next one, since I received it, I have been battling, and I've been saying to my legal team, I have serious problems with these documents, and what confuses me, I don't want to disown my signature because this looks like my signature. There was a time when I looked at it, that signature on 164, and I said to my legal team, when I put my signature, my P always closes the loop on top. So I said, but it looks like mine even if the loop is not closed. And then I said to them, could you please, the commission can it please, can we obtain the original documents which were placed before me? And that signature, the original document of 164, my signature is in pen, showing that it looks like my signature when I look at it. But all the aspects that I have highlighted confuse me in that they don't make sense. Doesn't make sense that I would supplement the content that I well canvassed in my original. It doesn't say what document am I supplementing. The dates are not corresponding. I did not sign any document in the SARS building with the person that is a Commissioner of Oath that has a surname that is Noloba. So I would not want to say that the signature does not look like mine. It does look like mine.
So would it be fair to say your position, therefore, in regard to the signature, is that if indeed this is your signature, you could not have signed it in that building?
Yes, Chair.
You must have signed elsewhere.
I could not have signed it in this building, and the dates are also not exactly helping me.
Okay.
Because they,
Okay.
yes.
Well, maybe when I said you could not have signed it in the building, maybe that's stronger than you might want to put it. Earlier on you said you have no recollection of signing a document there. There can be a big difference between the two scenarios I've put. I don't want you to agree to something that you might not appreciate. So if I say you could not have signed it in that building, it means you are saying it's impossible that you signed it in that building. But you might not be wanting to go that far. You might be wanting to simply say, I doubt that it looks like my signature, but I'm not certain. But if it is my signature, chances are that I signed it somewhere, not in that building.
Yes, Chair, it looks like my signature.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you, Chair. Ms. Mento, you've had opportunity to apply your mind to this document. Now, with reference to Mento statement to subs, is there any fact this, D5, apologies, Chair, D5, the handwritten one?
You mean my handwritten statement?
She suggested and you agreed that we call it her original handwritten statement.
Oh, I had suggested her statement.
Okay,
Yes, to distinguish it from the corrupted statement.
yeah.
So when you consider the two documents, now the supplementary affidavit, is there any new fact that it introduces that is not captured in the mentor statement, D5?
I thought she answered that already, didn't she? She said it doesn't seem to supplement anything because if you look at the content of that statement at page 159 to 164, everything that it says there is already contained in D5. Am I correct, Ms. Mento, or would you like to double check?
Broadly, Chair, the supplement does not have anything, I did not pick up anything in the supplement that was not covered in my statement. So that's why I'm battling with why would I supplement?
Okay, no, that's fine. Council will take that further if she wants to. But it's important that if you have picked up something, you say so. If you didn't pick up anything that's new, you say so.
As I address you now, Chair and Madam, I have not picked up anything new.
Okay. So as to get our dates in order and not to get confused, may I refer you to D1, your statement, page 33. Paragraph 118. Your statement to the commission, I apologize.
Oh,
D1, page 33. Paragraph 118.
yes, ma'am, I'm there.
Please keep your finger there and go to this quote-unquote corrupted statement starting at page 150,
150.
where the signature appears at page 158. You're located 150.
I located 158, ma'am.
158, yes.
Yes.
Now, the statement that ends at 158 has got a date on the left, just before the time and place. It reads 2016-05-09. Do you see that?
Yes, ma'am.
Now, if you go to D5,
Yes, ma'am.
and to the last page of D5, and D5 being mentor statement to subs, page 286.
Ms. Sebo, do you
Chair.
want to stick to one name for it? You say mentor statement subs, that's the D5 they're talking about,
That's
isn't it?
D5 I refer
I
to.
think it's better we stick to original handwritten statement.
Oh, F,
Yeah.
original handwritten statement.
That's what she requested we call it, and I think it makes sense.
No, I'm
because
happy.
then we can't make a mistake about which one it is.
Indeed, Chair.
Yeah.
Mentor original statement, D5. Okay. Now, at the last page of that at 286, where you signed, it's dated 09/05/2016. You confirm that?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Now, coming back to your statement, you say to the commission at 118, shortly afterwards, on or about 26 May 2016, I went to lay charges against Mr. Zuma and some ministers of cabinet and certain board members. Goes on. Can you explain now, which is the operative date on which you laid the complaint?
I laid the complaint on the 9th of May, Madam
Okay.
Chair.
As per D5, the date appearing on D5,
Yes, ma'am.
okay?
Do you want me to speak to 26 May?
Please, it's in paragraph 118 of your statement.
Yes, ma'am. The on or about 26 May, the date of the 26 May was an important milestone, a reference point
Okay?
in relation to, firstly, I want to say that the 26 May is inaccurate. It's too far from the
Inaccurate, you say?
let me say it's too far. If you compare 26
Yes.
to the 9th, there is a 2-week difference.
Yes.
But you can see that I said on or about
Okay?
the 26. But I want to explain to you how the 26 was a reference point in terms of timeline.
Okay? Please do.
I knew that I wanted to lay charges before the 26th of May because on the 26th of May, my sister was going to have to be admitted and operated on in Kimberley, and I was to depart to go and nurse her because she stayed alone, and the 26th of May remained a reference point in my mind that it's around that date that I made the statement. But the date on 286 of my original handwritten statement is the correct date on which I laid the charges or I
Okay.
complained.
So now at 116, which date would you ask the chairperson to note at 118?
I would like the chairperson to note the date that is on my statement, which is the date of the 9th of May.
Okay. So you would like us to effect that correction to your statement?
Yes, ma'am.
Now, if we go to page 150, the corrupted statement, at the top there's an annotation revised on, mine doesn't quite show, but then it's got a date written over 0626. Do you see that, top right corner?
Yes, ma'am.
Can you explain what that date is?
That date is the 25th. It looks like it was 23rd and it became 25th. The 5 is prominent and superimposed on what appears to have been 3. And there is a small signature slightly to the extreme right of it. Not a signature, abbreviation of a signature
Yes.
that looks like it's, it relates to the correction of that date or the changing of that date to 3 to 5, and that small thing looks like, if I may draw your attention through the chairperson to you, Madam Chair, in the middle of the page, paragraph 6, you can see a similar thing. So that's a PM when I abbreviate fast,
Okay.
my initials. So it shows that I correct the date there. I acknowledge that it was corrected by me because the PM is the PM when I abbreviate fast.
Okay. Then,
I'm sorry. Is that at D1, page 150?
150, Chair?
First, the witness spoke about what appears at the top, where it says revised, is that right?
That's correct, Chair?
Did I understand her to say that around what is written there at the top, there is something that reflects initials?
Yes.
Because I'm trying to see where that is on what I have. Is it what appears incomplete on top of 2 of 23 or 25?
Let's test with the, do you understand the
Ms.
question?
Mentor, I'm sorry. Did you say there are initials at the top of page 150
Yes, Chair.
or whereabout?
Not on top of 25, but to the left of 25, they look like an R. A small, they look like a freestanding R.
There is something that appears that I see above the 2 of 23 or 25. It is incomplete. That's what you are talking about. It's not shown in full on mine. It seems that maybe a page was put or something and not all the letters up. I mean, each letter doesn't appear in full. Is that the case with your page as well?
It's the case with my page as well, Chair, and I also battled with that. I tried to ask myself, was this revised on, is that meant to be Saturday short, but it doesn't make sense. I don't know what, I can't recall what that is.
Oh,
But what I can figure out is the figure to the right of the date seemed to be an abbreviation. My abbreviation.
So are you saying that what appears above the 2 of 23 or 25 are your initials?
No, Chair. I cannot make out what that is.
What they are?
Yes,
Oh,
Chair.
Chair, may I be of assistance if I
Yes,
may?
please, yes.
The Chair will recall that on Monday, I think it is, we went on record to indicate that we had requested the originals and obtained them from the
Yes,
Hawks.
Yes.
They have since been handed off over to the Secretariat. I hold the original of that document.
Yes.
And I'll just mention, it reads revised on SAT.
Oh,
Then what looks like an R and the date.
Okay.
If the Chair could just satisfy himself and
yes.
and
No,
show
no,
the
if
witness.
you say it is like that, it's fine. I think the witness can have a look. I can see it later when you are ready to.
Indeed, Chair.
You've got copies, yeah.
So what the witness refers to as her shortened signature is what at first blush looks like an R on the document, which is to the left of the date.
Okay,
Thank you.
thank you.
So then, Ms. Mencho, the dates that we have now,
Not September, ma'am.
sorry, 9th of May, it's the 09, 9th of May. In terms of 150, page 150, either on a Saturday, 23 has become 24.
That's written on.
That's written there. Okay. Go to 159, which would suggest that a supplementary is then signed in terms of page 164 on 28th of June 2016. Is that correct?
I've lost you, madam.
I say then the one at 159, would suggest that it was commissioned on the 28th of June
Are you there? I'm sorry, are you there, Ms.
at
Mentor?
164.
I'm at 159, Chair.
No, it starts at 154.
154. Oh.
Starts, sorry, 159. It ends at
Yeah.
164.
You were confusing
I got
me.
I start again. The second one, supplementary, starts at 159. It's commissioned on 164. And at 164, it would appear to have been commissioned on the 28th June 2016.
Yes, Chair.
Okay? And according to this 159 statement, commissioned as it is on the 28th June 2016, the affidavit itself, as per bullet 2 on page 1 of that statement at 159, was obtained on the 23rd of June 2016. Do I have my dates correct? According to these documents.
According to the document, Chair, ma'am. It's the second bullet.
The second bullet at 159.
Yes.
Thank you. We then move on to the third statement obtained from the Hawks, and that one starts at page 165.
Through you, Chair.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes.
May I just ask you to give me a second
Absolutely.
to deal with something?
Yeah.
By all means.
Okay. Chair, through you,
Yes.
if I may go back to this affidavit, this, what is supposed to be a supplementary and those dates, that begins at 159 and ends at 164. The middle bullet on the first page says it's obtained on the 23rd,
Yes.
and the last page, 164, says it's signed on the 28th.
Yes.
So I don't know how, if you do an affidavit before a commissioner of oath, you do it this day and you sign it this day before the commissioner. Now, this document is obtained on the 23rd, and it's signed 5 days later.
Okay.
So I am also battling with it. I want you to bring that to your attention.
Okay. I think the chair has noted.
Yes.
So this is one of the issues
Well,
you.
I'm not sure what obtained is supposed to mean in the context of the affidavit. What appears at page 164 suggests that it was deposed to on the 28th of June 2016. So I'm not sure the obtaining, what it means. I don't know whether Ms. Mentor, seeing that it's supposed to be your affidavit, whether you are able to say anything about that.
I also don't know what obtained means, Chair. If, especially if the dates are not correlating.
Okay, thank you.
Chair, I think now that the one person who supposedly signed it being the witness can't explain that, hopefully in the fullness of time, Mr. or Miss, it doesn't indicate, unfortunately, Ngoloba will appear before you and perhaps provide an explanation. Thank you, Chair. Are those the issues you have with that statement?
Those are the issues, ma'am. Thank you.
Okay. Can we move on to,
Maybe before you move on,
yes, Chair?
when did you see the statement for the first time? That is one at 159 to 164.
Chair, I remember that, when I first met with the legal team of, the commission, I picked it up from them in the first meeting that because whenever I met anybody with authority to get documents, I would place it before them that assist me to get my statement. I learned that there are 3 statements. And then I said, I would like to see them, but and then my first question was, is my original handwritten one of them? It was not one of them. So subsequent to the first meeting, in the intervening time, in the next meeting, through my lawyers having received these statements from the commission lawyers, I saw them. So I think I saw these statements for the first time.
About a month ago, or 2 months?
Not 2 months, couple of weeks ago.
Yeah, okay.
Yes, Chair.
Prior to that?
Prior to that, I don't recall.
Having seen it?
I don't recall anything about them. I saw them couple of weeks ago when I was preparing for this.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you, Chair. I then move on to the third statement, also obtained from the Hawks, and that starts at page 165. And the signature page is 167. This particular one, according to page 167, was commissioned on the 14th of December 2016, and it also bears a signature of the deponent and the commissioning officer. You see that?
165. Just a second, please.
Yes.
You taking me from 165?
165 to 167.
I'm there, Chair.
Okay. So I'm saying at 167, it indicates that it was commissioned on the 14th of December 2016, and it's got the signature of the deponent. You see that?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, you have had opportunity as well to consider this document. It's titled Supplementary Statement at 165.
Yes, ma'am.
Can you talk to this document?
Thank you, Chair. In a second, ma'am. I beg your pardon for taking too much time.
Yeah, take your time, Ms. Mentor. I'm sure the chair would indulge you.
Chair, also on the contents of this document, are issues that were canvassed enough in my handwritten original statement. With this, similarly, I battle to understand why I would again supplement information that's well articulated and well covered. If I assume again that this supplement is supplementing my statement because it doesn't say what it is supplementing. And again, Chair, I bring to your attention that the caption again of this document has a typo which is similar to the typo of the document we dealt with earlier on.
Is it,
The
Is the
caption
typo in paragraph
supplementary.
two?
Chair?
is the typo in paragraph 2,
No, Chair, the typo, the title of the document.
the title,
Yes, Chair.
supplementary statement?
Yes, Chair. There is a typo there. There is an N that is lost. That doesn't belong in supplementary. The caption is supplementary statement.
Yes.
Both on the date is the this is a document of the 14th of December.
Yes.
What I'm bringing to your attention, Chair, is on the 14th of December, and in a document that we're dealing with before this one.
The one at 159 to 164.
Yes, Chair.
Yes.
That one was in June. In June, if you go to 164, it was
Yes. Yes.
in June, on the 28th of June.
Yes.
This one is December
2016.
2016, on the 14th. A similar typo is made in captioning the supplementary.
Let me,
Well, I see that at page 159, that statement there, which is said to be a supplementary affidavit, is written supplementary affidavit. But the one at 165, is that where we are?
Yes, Chair.
At 165, it doesn't say supplementary affidavit, it just says supplementary statement.
Forgive me, Chair.
At least or the one that I'm looking at,
Okay, thank you, Chair.
yes.
Thank you. I might be seeing things there. I apologize.
Yeah, no, that's fine, that's
Yes,
fine.
thank you.
Ms. Mentor, maybe you have supplementary from the previous one imprinted in your mind. The one at 165, I confirm, Chair, even my copy says supplementary.
I was still at supplementary when
I
I
see
thought
that.
it was a document of the
I see.
14th.
Okay, now that we've clarified that, we are now at 165 to 167, and as I indicated, and you've pointed out as well, 14 December 2016. Now, I'd ask you to speak to this document.
Yes, Chair. On the 14th of December 2016, it's a date on which, and this is reflected on my statement to the Commission.
Okay, perhaps let's just quickly refer to that. And just to give you your bearings, you deal with the report to the Hawks from page 33, paragraph 118. And the date of 14th December, I locate at, starting at page 34, paragraph 123.
1, 2, 3.
And going over leaf at page 35.
Yes, Chair. If I may read that to the record for you, if you
Please do.
please. After I had made many inquiries on the progress of the charges I laid, and after I had demanded my original statement from the police and the Hawks on several occasions to no avail, in or about mid-December 2016, I received a telephone call from Advocate Mtolo and a certain Advocate Fochel of the NPA from Pretoria. They were sitting together when they called me. They requested to meet with me on around the 14th of December of the same year. So, Chair, on the 14th of December, I was supposed to meet Advocate Vogel of the NPA and Advocate Mtolo in Cape Town.
Yes?
They were going to fly down to meet me. That was in relation to the charges I laid in my statement. I agreed to the meeting. That meeting did not take place.
Okay.
It did not take place because a day before the meeting, there was an incident that rattled me
Okay.
that had to do with my car. That shook me a lot, and I ended up being fearful to drive my car, and I ended up not sleeping well that night, and through the middle of the night, I decided to not honor the meeting. But I know that when I contacted Advocate Mtolo, I knew that in order to not make them incur wasteful expenditure, I had to alert them that they should not fly down, because I was not in a position to meet them on the 14th. So when I phoned, I could not phone, but I tried to phone, I also sent an SMS that I am not able to attend the meeting. And I said to him I had fallen sick, because I did not want to discuss too much by telephone what I considered to be a scare on me surrounding my car.
Okay.
He subsequently,
He who, ma'am?
Advocate Mtolo,
Okay.
responded to my SMS and acknowledged that he received and that it's okay, we are not meeting, and we did not meet.
Okay.
On that day, I phoned my attorney of Weber Wenzel just to update her, because there is, I tried as much as possible to update them on issues surrounding all legal matters. I told her that I was supposed to have a meeting with Advocate Vogel and Advocate Mtolo. I explained the circumstances to her as short as I could. As I told her I had a scare, and that for that reason, I was not going to expose myself on the roads. I was battling frantically to get hold of her. Finally, when I got hold of her, she told me that she was at a spa, and that she knew about the cancellation of the meeting.
So, do I understand you correctly that there had been a scheduled meeting for the 14th of December with Advocate Mtolo and Advocate Vogel, which you cancelled?
Yes, ma'am.
So you are suggesting to the chair that that meeting never took place?
That meeting never took place. What I'm going towards is, I did not sign any document. I did not meet Mr. Mtolo anywhere. We were nowhere together on the 14th of December when we, according to this document, we are supposed to have co-signed a supplementary statement together.
Yes, because at 167, it suggests that on the 14th of December, you signed as the deponent at 1314, and immediately at 1315 thereafter, I think it's Captain Manda Mtolo commissioned this statement. So are you saying that did not take place on the 14th of December?
Yes, Chair, we did not meet.
I have considered, you are aware that Advocate Mtolo has submitted a version to this commission dealing with the allegations you make against him in your statement to the commission.
I am a woman.
And that is in D3. Chair, under the tab Mtolo, starting at page 46.
I am at 46, ma'am.
Thank you. I'm just waiting for the chair to finish making notes. Thank you, Chair. I would like, in this affidavit, Mr. Mtolo takes issue with what you state at paragraphs 120, 121, 122, and 123 of your statement to the Commission. You note that?
I note that.
Okay. I would like to refer you to page 50 of Mr. Mtolo, of D3, Mr. Mtolo's affidavit.
I'm there, Chair.
Where he is D3, the applications, starting at page 46, that would be Advocate Mtolo's application to this commission, Chair. 46. Thank you, Chair. The notice of motion, and at 49 starts the actual affidavit. Or statement, to be precise. And I indicated, Chair, that at 49 to 50, Mr. Advocate Mtolo deals with Ms. Mentor's allegations set out in her statement, paragraphs 120, 121, 122, and 123. I've now drawn Ms. Mentor's attention to page 50 in particular, at paragraph 6 thereof, where Ms. Advocate Mtolo addresses the allegations in paragraph 123. And in this regard, Advocate Mtolo states, and I read, open quote, I confirm making arrangements to meet with Ms. Mentor together with Advocate Vogel from the National Prosecuting Authority in Cape Town. I aver that Ms. Mentor unceremoniously canceled the scheduled meeting with myself and the said advocate on the last minute, citing illness by text message, close quote. So it would appear that at least you and Advocate Mtolo agree as to the scheduled meeting of 14th December 2016, that it was set, except it was cancelled.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Now, if that meeting was cancelled, as both you and Advocate Mtolo state, can you explain, I don't know if you can, to the chair, how it comes about that on the date of the meeting, that on both your versions did not take place, you signed the document at page 165 to 167 before Advocate Mtolo? Are you able to explain that?
Thank you, ma'am. I'm just giving Chairperson a chance to.
Yes, you may proceed.
Okay, thank you, Chairperson. Chair, like in the document before this one, what is the so-called supplementary that we dealt with before?
Yes.
Insofar as the signature, I would like to submit that, again, the signature looks like my signature. And I would like also to submit that I battled with that because I had not met Mr. Mtolo on the 14th because my meeting with him and Advocate Vogel did not materialize. And he just confirmed from
Yes.
where you referred me that he also confirmed that the meeting was cancelled and we did not meet. Much as because I was battling with that, again, I asked for, through you, because I was stating vehemently that we did not meet, we asked for the original, and again, the original in pen appears like my signature. But my problem is, me and Mr. Mutrol, we were not together. On the 14th, we did not meet. Our scheduled meeting, it's true, because of my scare, I sent him a message and we both agreed to cancel the meeting. So I am battling with that chairperson.
Sorry, Ms. Mentor. In the paragraph in Mr. Mtolo's affidavit that council has just read to you, namely paragraph 6 at page 50 of D3, Mr. Mtolo doesn't give a date for the meeting that was cancelled. I don't know whether there was any other meeting, or there may have been any other meeting related in December that was arranged between the two of you. In other words, I just want to see whether when the two of you talk about a cancelled meeting, you are talking about the same meeting that you put at 14 December as having been planned for 14 December.
Chair, that is Mr. Mstolo's response to my submission to the commission, which is captured under 1, 2, 3.
Yes, your paragraph 1, 2, 3 at page 34.
My paragraph 1, 2, 3 at page 34 of my statement to the commission.
Oh, and there you mentioned the date. Is it right that you just say mid-December 2016?
I also gave a specific date. What page is it?
It's overleaf, 1, 2, 3 starts at the bottom of page 34, continues on to 35 at the top.
Okay.
Yeah, paragraph 123 says, that's when you received a call, or there is a date, 14th December on the last line.
Yes, Chair.
Oh, okay, no, thank you, thank you.
Thank you, Chair.
Then, may I perhaps ask from you, if we ignore for the moment the date of the 14th December and accept it may have been an error, would you be willing to accept that? Well, it's an error made by the deponent because they also dated the 14th of December 2016, and by Advocate Mutolo, who also notes it as 14 December 2016. Would you accept that there was an error in noting the date? Suggesting.
An error that is made by both of us?
Yes.
Chair, I need to go back to the supplementary statement we're dealing with. It was 150.
164 to 167. 165 to 167.
Please.
D3. No, not D3,
Yes.
D1.
D1, Chair. D1.
Could you ask your question again?
No,
please?
my question is, it would appear at 167 that both the deponent, signing at 167, and Advocate Mutolo record the date as being 14 December 2016. Okay? And I'm saying it would appear that both, if that was you or you and Advocate Mutolo, got the date wrong and made the exact same error. You notice that?
We made the same error.
In noting the date as the 14th of December, when both of you say you did not meet on the 14th of December.
I did not make any error on the 14th because I was at home. I don't understand your question, ma'am.
Let me qualify that, if I may, Chair. Accepting for the moment and in fact, that's why I didn't want to make it you. At 167 suggests that deponent signed on the 14th of December 2016. And so the date is entered there, and it is re-entered on the same page, just above Advocate Mtolo's signature, and it's once again 14 December 2016. You see that? And I'm saying both the deponent to the statement and the person administering the oath appear to have made, if it's an error, the same error, that is the 14th of December.
Okay, maybe let me put it this way, Ms. Mentor. Assuming that the signature of the deponent at page 167 is yours, and that you are the one who did sign that page as a deponent, then if you are the one who gave the date that appears along your signature, which is 14 December 2016, or if that date was already there when you signed, then it's either because you saw the date and you thought that day was the 14th of December and therefore had no problem with it, or you didn't see the date even though you should have seen it. Does that make sense?
I think both apply, Chair.
So you say you might have written the date in error if you are the one who wrote it, but if you didn't write it, you might have seen it having been written by somebody else, but didn't think there was anything wrong because you thought that day was the 14th.
If I signed the document, I would have made a mistake to say it's the 14th.
Okay.
If I signed it.
And if you did sign the document, but somebody else had written the 14th of December, and you saw the date, you would have made the mistake of thinking that day was the 14th, is that right?
That's right, and I wonder what would
have, yeah, but...
That would be unlike me, but...
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. I don't know if that has helped.
That has helped
way.
somewhat, and,
Okay.
and the next question will clarify it.
Okay, all
And I'm
right.
going to invite you to forget the date of the 14th of December 2016 and inquire from you, do you know Advocate Mtolo? By know him, can you recognize him on site?
Yes, I'll recognize him on site.
Okay. Now, have you ever deposed to an affidavit before Advocate Mtolo on any day, forget the 14th of December 2016?
Meaning, did I ever make a statement
Yes.
before Advocate Mutolo?
Yeah, which you signed and he commissioned.
I have never made a statement before Advocate Mutolo.
Okay.
And did you ever take an oath before Mr. Mtolo?
I don't recall taking an oath before Mr. Mtolo. I recall Mr. Mtolo bringing a corrupted statement, me showing him how corrupt the statement is. For instance, where I said the Gupta company were given a loan of plus minus 300 million, that corrupted statement would say 3,000 million. So I was saying to Mr. Mtolo, this is not my statement, this is a corrupted statement. Let me show you how corrupt it is. Go and bring my statement. Mr. Mtolo's, and this is in June, says, I'm going on annual leave. When I come back, I'll bring your statement. So I've never made my interactions with Advocate Mtolo whenever to having to do with the affidavit.
I know that. Okay, thank you, Chair. Chair, I just want to put a few questions to Ms. Mentor. I was hoping to finish by 11:15. With your leave, Chair, I may finish her off quickly, which should be in the next 10 minutes max. Then we take the tea adjournment. Thank you, Chair.
May I go back to your last question?
Yes, ma'am.
I don't recall doing any affidavit or statement with Mr. Mtolo. However, I recall having interactions with him in my house.
All right, then I just want to put to you what Mr.
I'm sorry. Have you ever met with him anywhere other than in your house?
I've never met him anywhere other than in my house.
And have you met him only once?
I think I met him twice, Chair.
And both occasions in your house?
Yes, Chair.
Thank you.
Okay, then when you speak of twice, can you explain to the Chair for what purpose you met him the first time and why, for what purpose you met him the second time? If you can recall.
If I can recall, Chair, the first time when I met him, I think it is the time when he brought the corrupted statement.
Okay?
The second time, what comes to my memory is that I remember that he came to my house again after I had been at the IPIT offices.
Okay. And can you put a time, an estimation as to when you were at the IPIT offices?
I don't recall, Chair.
Okay, you may proceed. And what transpired in the second interaction?
I recall that it was because I had been at the IPID to lay charges, to complain against, and last night I was thinking about this, what I said yesterday, to lay charges against Ntlemeza, who I think was the Commissioner of Police, and Patlani. Yesterday I might have given his the position at the title at the time incorrectly, and that became in the media.
Okay.
And Mr. Ntlemeza went public on the media claiming that why they had not acted, they were struggling to get hold of me. They had looked for me all over South Africa, that's what he said. And then Mr. Mtolo called me to say that could he come and see me again in my house? And then I said to him, bring my statement, my original statement. So I know that other than when he went on leave in June, on annual leave, the IP, my visit to the IP was post that. And after that visit, he called me to say, can we meet again? And we met in my house. In fact, I now recall, Chair, that at one stage, he came with somebody that he said was a cyber specialist. And I asked him, what does a cyber specialist have to do with my statement? So there was a time he came alone, and there was a time he came with somebody.
Now, you say he came with a cyber specialist. You referred to two instances. Is it the first or the second time? Were you still on the second time he came after you reported to the IPID? When he came with a cyber specialist? I just want us to be clear.
I don't think that He came with a cyber specialist. Let me not commit,
Okay,
because I do not recall.
all right. But then, in both instances, did you ever sign and did you commission a statement signed by you?
Not that I can remember.
Okay. Now, we were dealing with his paragraph 6. In the same paragraph, he continues at D3, page 50, Chair. 50 of D3.
Okay, thank you.
His paragraph 6, where he is responding to your allegations set out in paragraph 1, 2, 3. In the second paragraph of 6, he states, I further aver that the docket was forwarded to the Director of Public Prosecutions for decision on the aforesaid matter, despite further attempts to meet on the 12th December 2017 and January 2018, the Miss Mentor failed to honor those appointments. You see that? Okay. What appointments in this 12 December 2017 and January 2018 is Advocate Mtolo referring to?
May I just read and internalize what he's saying then?
Of course.
Through you, Chair,
Yes,
our date of appointment with Mr. Mtolo was not the 12th of December. It was the 14th of December.
Is that the date we're talking about?
It was the date that I was talking about.
But you recall that is 2016. If you read that correctly, he is referring to 12 December 2017.
I beg your pardon about the date you referred to on 2016?
I'm saying the 14th of December date we were talking about earlier, in regard to the third statement at page 164 of D1, is 14 December 2016.
Okay, I see that.
All right, so I'm saying in paragraph 6, he's referring to the 12th December 2017 and January 2018. And then he says that you failed to honor these appointments. So my question to you is to clarify what appointments these are and to inform the chair.
I don't know.
Did you, to your recollection, did you have any appointments in and around that time with Advocate Mtolo?
My appointment with when we could not meet on the 14th of December, I suggested to Advocate Vogel, I think I may have made a call to his landline, because I have a friend that works for the NPA in Pretoria. I said, get me the landline for Advocate Vogel. I said, could we rather meet on the 15th, 16th, meaning shortly after the 14th of December 2016. Advocate Vogel told me that between the two of them, they operate according to court sessions, and that he was having another client to see on the 15th. So, and after the 15th, he told me that he would be, because the court session has come to an end, we would meet in January 2017.
Okay.
So the appointment that I knew of was once the court session begins in January 2017, we would meet. And I gave them time, because when you are from leave and you are from session, there would be things on your desk that might be flowing from before you left. So I gave them leeway and time, and that at the end of January, beginning of February, when I had not heard from them, I discussed with, I called Mr. Mtola, I said, when are we setting up the outstanding appointment? And I said to him, I am beginning to feel that you people are not committed to this. And I asked him precisely, are you, the Hawks and the NPA, committed to seeing these things through?
Okay.
So our appointment was for January 2017, the appointment that I know of. And it was supposed to be when the court session begins. And I followed up at the end of February, end of January, beginning of February, to request the meeting again.
Okay.
And that never took place.
Thank you. I understand your answer. Now, if I could just put to you then Mr. Advocate Mutolo's response to your allegations, starting at page 49 of D3, that's his affidavit. As I indicated, he takes issue with 4 paragraphs of your statement 120 to 123. Now, at paragraph 3 from 49, dealing with 120, where you state that Advocate Mutolo, along with another member of the Hawks, whose name I do not recall, then came to my house with a typed version of the statement. His response is that he admits having met you at your residence by prior arrangement, but however denies being in the company of anybody else and states that he was alone at the time. Do you have a comment to that?
Yes, ma'am.
Please express it.
Mr. Mtolo did come to my house. He did have a typed statement. And that typed statement is, what I call a typed statement there, is the corrupted version.
If I may just clarify, his denial is that he was in the company of anyone. He says he came alone on that day when he brought you the typed statement. Do you recall? Your paragraph 120 says he was in the company of another. He says he was alone. Are you able to recall whether he was alone or you stand by what you state in 120, that he was in the company of another?
Mr. Mutolo was in my house with the company of somebody else that he referred to as a cyber specialist.
Okay. So you stand by your affirmance in your original statement?
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you. He deals with your 121.
I'm sorry. Was that the second visit to your house by him, or is that the first, when he was with somebody?
Chair, I need to go to my transcript with the public protector, if you would allow me to.
Yes.
Okay, I'll try and locate that for you. That starts at D1, page 38.
G1, page 38.
Chair, while Ms. Mento locates herself in her place in the file, I thought it would be quick, we would be done. I am informed that there are certain questions her legal representatives would like me to put to her for clarification. So I think the promise that I had made you of 10 minutes seems to be falling apart very quickly.
Yes,
I don't
okay.
know if the chair would like,
Maybe we should take
to
the short
revisit.
adjournment now.
I'm happy to, Chair.
Yes. You could use the time to just check what you need to check, Ms. Mentor.
Thank you, Chair.
It's now 25 to 12. We shall resume at 10 to 12.
Thank you, Chair.
We adjourn.
All rise.